Whether you've played Rocket League for a couple thousand hours or you just download the game today, if you're looking to improve, these are my top 10 tips from personal experience of the best ways to improve at Rocket League. First of all, these tips aren't in any particular order of importance. It's just a list of things that I think everyone could use to help improve. The first tip is training. I myself use training quite a bit, sometimes 30 to 45 minutes before I hop into ranked, to warm up my shots, to warm up my defense. And I think just hopping into training every day can improve your mechanics greatly. One of the trainings I recommend is this ground shots training. It's probably one of my favorites. It's really good for warming up your shot. Once again, before you hop into ranked, it starts off with just shots that are pretty simple and roll across the goal, but you can work on your speed on your shots and your placement, and I find it really helpful. The next training is Biddle's progression. You can go ahead and pause on these if you want to see the codes. This is some good short aerials, a good variety of shots. Definitely one of my favorites there. Also double jump aerials, good to practice aerials. This one's another one of my favorites. It's a little higher level shots, some really tough angles in there, but it's still pretty good. Wall dribble is also one of my favorites. While it does improve your air dribbling, obviously, I think it improves your mechanics in general as well, in the air. For defensive training, I recommend this uncomfortable saves ones. It really gives you some practice that's like to in-game shots that would be taken at your net. This training is good as well. Huge variety of shots. You got 46 of them. Obviously, work through as many as you think you need to. And then, lastly, for this, I would just say free play. Even doing this for 5-10 minutes before a game. Just drive around, hitting the ball, just practice following the ball or keeping it under your control, getting good touches, just practice being fast to the ball. And overall for training, I would challenge you to take each shot like it's an in-game, like you're shooting in-game. Like, try to get to the ball as fast as you can and try and put a hard, good shot on net. Don't settle for a slow shot that bounces in front of the net. Try and get the best shot you can every time. Tip number 2 is for aerial car control. And this is geared towards console players that don't have access to the workshop maps. Obviously, the workshop maps would be superior to what I'm about to show you, but this is a very viable alternative to that. So just hop into a private match and select the pillars map, and then just do unlimited boost and unlimited max match length. Once you get into the game, you're pretty much just going to want to practice doing figure eights around these pillars. Just on a ball cam, and the first time I would just try and fly around them and air roll as much as you need for it to feel comfortable. This I've been doing just recently, and I found that it helps a lot with car control, obviously, in the air. Once you've gotten like 3 or 4 laps down by doing it like this, I would try doing it without air rolling at all, which may seem easier, but it's really not, because you got to get used to flying sideways and backwards, which is a really good thing to learn for in-game. Definitely something I need to practice more myself. this gets pretty tough. Um, once you think you've mastered that, the third thing um, would be to go into it and try to do it air rolling the entire time. I definitely have not mastered this. I need to practice more myself. Um, but this is really good to practice adjusting your car midair. And then lastly, if you somehow mastered all those, try to do it. Try to do it holding boost the whole time, which is it's extremely difficult. If you've mastered this one, you're most likely um, definitely high up in the ranks. So you got to practice boosting up, and you have to keep yourself from hitting the ceiling. But yeah, just even if you hop into this for 5 to 10 minutes before ranked, do a couple figure eights around these, like every day. It should help you out a whole ton. Alright, tip number 3 is geared towards car control. Once again, we'll be in free play here. This one, I would just try and get the ball on top of your car and just drive around and see how long you can keep it on top of your car. Maybe even time yourself and challenge yourself to beat your time every day. Even if you just do like 2 or 3 attempts each day, you should be able to improve your car control as far as dribbling greatly. Also, you can practice doing this, throwing in some flicks at the end as well. Another thing you could do, this is really good for improving at 1v1s, I would say. You practice your bounce dribbling. You just roll the ball to yourself and then practice hitting it right as it hits the ground. You do one side, and then you can do the other side. You can even cross in between like this. Once again, that should help your ball control quite a bit. Tip number 4 is within the replays section. You should hop into a couple games, maybe a couple ranked games, and just save the replay, and then come back in here. Just come back into this replay section, and once you hop in, just into your player perspective. Switch to player view and select yourself, and just watch, try and critique yourself of each and every decision you make, maybe the ones your team make too. Try and focus on your positioning on the map and your rotations, and if you see something you need to improve on, after you watch if you finish watching the replay, be sure to try and implement that into your next game. For example, if you find yourself being a little too patient on defense in the replay, then maybe in the next game you try and be more aggressive and push people when they're going towards your net or whatever it may be. Just try to implement that into your gameplay. Even if you do this like once a week, just pick a couple replays and look them over, and find something you need to improve on. It should make a huge difference. Tip number 5 is one that many people, including myself, dread having to do, and that is play 1v1s. As angering as it may be sometimes, it's incredibly helpful at improving your positioning, your challenging, the overall mental game of Rocket League in general. And I truly believe that if you're able to improve your ones rank, that should have a positive correlation with your other ranks as well, doubles and 3v3. Tip number 6 is to teach yourself a new mechanic. Pick something that you have no idea how to do and challenge yourself to try and learn it. Put in a couple hours each day. Take a break from the grind of ranked. keep the game fresh. One thing that I've been trying to learn, um, the stall. I put in a couple hours last couple nights trying to learn it. Um, it's a good break from just online games all the time. Just relax and free play, talk to some friends, or listen to some music. It's kind of relaxing sometimes. What I've been trying to do, I've been trying to go off the ceiling, get a stall underneath the ball, and then get a flip reset. Um, I believe I hit a pretty, pretty nasty one the other day where I did get the flip reset. It wasn't training, but I might go ahead and um, throw that in if I remember. Could be something extremely difficult if you're just could be something extremely difficult if you're just starting the game. It could be something as simple as learn to do a fast aerial, or learn to do a power aerial. You flip into the ball after the aerial. Whatever you'd like to add to your game. New flashy mechanic to your arsenal. Something to spice up your game a little bit. Tip number 7 is to watch pro games, or watch pros on YouTube, or maybe watch RLCS. Whichever one you find the most entertaining, and really just try and pay attention to their play styles. Pay attention to the rotations if you're watching 3v3s, because these are obviously the best players in the world, um, and they have the rotations down absolutely perfectly. Um, you could definitely learn something from paying attention to that. If you're watching pro 1v1s, maybe um, just pay attention to when they're challenging. And even if it's just seeing something that a pro does in their gameplay, like a certain mechanic that you'd like to learn yourself and implement into your gameplay, that's always good too. But pretty much anything you can learn from them, from the best players, can definitely be helpful. Tip number 8 was really a huge one for me. Just find yourself a group of friends to play the game with, especially when you're first starting off. Rocket League is a game that can be very frustrating to learn at the beginning. I know a lot of people that tried playing it and stopped because it's really difficult to learn at first. But if you learn the game with a group of people that are just as bad as you, it can make it a whole lot more fun. Um, just makes the grind of improving a lot better when you do it with someone else. And even when you get higher up, playing with a group of people that are all the same level as you can help you improve a lot, and um, definitely help you rank up faster when you're able to communicate every game. Tip number 9 is more on the mental side of Rocket League. It would just be to always be confident in your abilities. As corny as it probably seems, just being confident in yourself and in your teammates can make you so much better. If you don't trust yourself, you're going to be hesitant. It could definitely be a downfall. If you don't trust your teammates, you're going to be ball chasing, you're going to throw off the whole rotations of the game. Every game, you should be going into it thinking that you're the best player on the field. And that'll really help you. For me, it definitely seems like when I'm confident in myself, when I start hitting some crazy shots and I start getting confident in myself, I play so much better. It's crazy. Another thing that can help with this, maybe trying to get into a tournament, even if it's like a 1v1 tournament, or it could be with your friends. just practicing, getting used to high pressure situations, um, trying to have confidence in yourself when you know the team you're playing is better. Could be pretty huge. Even just playing those better teams will help you improve as well. Just being involved in higher level games. And tip number 10, it's possibly the most or one of the most important on this list. And I would say, obviously, if you play ranked, it's a great way to improve. But I would challenge you to not worry about your rank, not worry about winning or losing. Try to go into every game just thinking that you need to improve. Instead of focusing on when your teammates mess up, teammates gets dribbled or doesn't push when he should have. Think what you could have done to not put them in that situation. What you could have done 10, 15 seconds before that to put them in a more favorable position. And I think going in with that kind of mindset that you don't care if you win or lose, you just want to improve, I think that can help your overall enjoyment of the game as well. Because most of the time when people get angry at a Rocket League, it's because teammate makes a dumb play, or you're not playing too well, and you're going to de-rank because of it, because someone's not playing well. So it makes you mad, but if you're not worried about that, you can just enjoy the game a whole lot more and help yourself get a lot better at the same time. I realize that some of these tips, most of them, maybe even all of them, are in videos somewhere else. These are the ones that have helped me the most, and I think that someone at any level, it could help them improve quite a bit as well. I could definitely implement some of these tips to my own gameplay more. I could definitely improve. But I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you found any of these tips helpful or useful in any way, I'd really appreciate it if you'd leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It helps me out a whole ton. I'd really appreciate it. And once again, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.